What's the biggest lie people believe about life insurance today?
Pricing is an easy one. That's like picking low fruit from the tree, right? So pricing, they say, oh, it's too expensive, or I think it's too expensive. So they don't pursue it, or they don't think they can afford it. So that's number one.
Well, what's the best part of being connected to a community insurer?
Insurance is insurance, right? Mm-hmm. So you can go anywhere and you can get a life insurance policy, and it's going to cost about the same no matter where you go, right?
If life insurance were invented today, what would be different?
There is a lot out there on tracking, right? Tracking people's health. Right now, we pull their health records, right? We can assess mortality based upon medical records and prescription drug records. I think the next step, and could be controversial, but it just depends.
We know this man's hitting that zero every time he's on customer service. He's like,
right. Yes.
All right, see, the cameras don't do enough justice to show you just how tall our lovely guest is here today. Mr. Matt Barr from LCBA, welcome with us this morning. Thank you so much for giving us your time.
Yeah, thank you. Good morning. Good morning to you both. You're right. Rana, you start with that. You start with the height, right? Everyone I see, because we're all Zoom now, right? We're all Teams and Zoom, and you meet people in person and they're like, oh, I didn't expect this. Well, yeah. There you go. Yeah.
But so, I'm fortunate enough to, the first time I met you was in person. So
true. So you didn't have like 10 Zoom calls to like reference back and then have your mind blown when I see you in person. Yeah. That was Cleveland. Awesome. Cleveland, right?
I believe so. Yes. Yeah.
AFA.
Yeah. The Spring Symposium. Was it? Yeah. Did you get a chance to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
I did not. Sadly, I'm 2 hours from Cleveland and I've never been there. So that's on me. That wasn't, I should have. I watched your music episode. So now I feel even worse because, Rana's traveling all over for like what the origin of hip hop in the Bronx and everything. I watched the whole thing. So I should go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for you. And I love music too. It's a shame, but.
What do you catch yourself listening to most of the time?
I like everything. So I'm thinking, after watching that episode, that hip hop episode, we need to share Spotify handles or something. Do you have Yeah, right.
Well, he got it already.
There we go. Okay, good. Send it over because we can share some playlists. Because I like everything. I like rap. I like rock. I like the stripped down versions of songs, so like just the guitar or just the piano.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I like a lot of different styles, so I'm not particular. And I'm trying to get into new things because I feel like everything's kind of just been recycled and it's the same thing nowadays. So if you have something new and different, Nishant, send me and Rana, you don't have Spotify?
I got YouTube Music because I pay for YouTube.
Fine. That's fine. You can send me the. Yeah,
for sure. But the reason why it's like it works if Nishant sends it to you is because I funneled all my interests into him. So now if he sends you the spot.
I need to find more people like you because my neighbor's the same way, very musically inclined and like loves to explore and try new things. I don't have time to do all of that, so I need you guys to do the filtering for me. Give me the good stuff, and then I can delve in and see what I like. So
for those that don't know, please introduce yourself to the audience that's watching that might not be familiar with LCBA or what it is that you do at LCBA.
Sure. Yeah, happy to. So LCBA stands for Loyal Christian Benefit Association. We are a nonprofit fraternal benefit society founded in 1890. So we are 135 years old as of this past spring. So we've got a rich history. We've got an awesome heritage to follow. We sell insurance at the end of the day, right? I'm in sales. I'm VP of sales. I've been here 17 years now. We do life insurance. Our main focus is life insurance. We have some burial annuities. We have some Medicare products that were on the that we did sell. We don't sell anymore actively, but we have that in our portfolio. So we've done a couple different things over the years, but our sole focus is life insurance these days. And that's our mission. And we're bound together. Our membership is bound together with Christianity, right? So we're one of those religious fraternal benefit societies that focuses on Christianity, all types of Christianity, and it's great. It's a great place to work. I've been here, like I said, 17 years. I came in. The joke is, I started in 2008. I was in the mailroom, right? I was like collecting the mail, and I wasn't seriously, but like I came in as an agent, right? I worked in the in-house agency that we had. Became the agency supervisor over time, and then, was promoted to VP of sales. So I started as a worker bee, right? And now I'm towards the top. So it's been fun. It's been a great place to work this whole time.
It's time for the Birmingham here.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that. I don't know how far we should jump right into the hip hop reference.
No, it's good. It's good. Yeah. For those watching that are our day ones or close to day ones, you'll know that we also had Mr. Brian Young on the show. So Mr. Matt's actually our second LCBA.
I was going to say, if you want the full history of LCBA and the much more eloquently put story, go back and watch Brian Young's episode, because he does so well at taking the long walk and showing you like where we started as a company and how we got to where we are. So he's perfect at doing that. So certainly go back and watch that one.
Yeah, that was an easy episode for Nishant and I. He did.
You just put the ball on the tee and then you just let him hit it, right?
That's it. Right.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask this, like you mentioned community insurance, right? Like what's the best part of being like connected to a community insurer?
Sure. Yeah. This is easy for me, right? So, insurance is insurance, right? So you can go anywhere and you can get a life insurance policy, and it's going to cost about the same no matter where you go, right? Commissions are going to be about the same. If I'm an agent and I'm looking, commissions are going to be about the same. The growth rate on a product is going to be roughly around the same area, right? So where do these companies stand out, right? Like how does a MetLife compare to a Prudential, compared to a New York Life or whoever, right? It's tough. But for us, for LCBA, we have a bond, right? We have an extra piece that links all of these things together, right? Christianity is our focus. So you believe in those core values, you're in the club and you can be a policyholder, and we have member benefits that go towards that. So it's like-minded folks getting together and sharing that, and also just participating in coverage because of that. Our story was founded by 7 Catholic women back in 1890, when insurance was not considered something that they could own or have, right? So they fixed that. They changed that and they started the company. So great story. And it's just an extra piece. You go to shop insurance, it's tough to differentiate yourself between carriers or between competitors. But I think we have a great story. One of the first things, I think, Hari, you guys know Hari, right? So one of the first things that Hari and I were talking about was fraternals have this wonderful, beautiful message, and they just aren't good at explaining it. And I don't know if it's because of our size or our resources aren't big enough, but we have, I feel like, the upper hand compared to those bigger players, because we have such a beautiful story. Each one of our fraternal benefit societies has a wonderful story to tell. It's just getting that message out there and telling people, hey, did you know if you are a certain group of people, or you can find a certain like-minded company that fits your values, you can be a part of that. And oh, by the way, still get the coverage you want. That's the easy part. That's why I love it here. It's a great extra piece that goes with the coverage.
And I think kind of piggybacking on that idea of like expressing or articulating the ideas well in our industry, I really like the content that y'all put out specifically the content that you're behind on y'all social media. You do an excellent job of that, and that's kind of is that something that you kind of took upon yourself to do, or was that something that you knew you'd come in the role that you're in doing?
Yeah, that's a great question. That we get that a lot actually, which is awesome to hear. Thank you for that comment. Surprisingly, on LinkedIn, we go to these association events or these trade events, these conventions, and all the other carriers say, wow, your content's really good. What do you guys do? And all I can say is it was started by Brian. Brian's got his hand in 10 different things, right, at the company as the CEO of president of LCBA. But he just, wanted to make an effort to put a branding piece out there. We don't do it ourselves, right? We don't have the resources to do that. So we outsource a small local marketing company that does it for us, that aligns with our values. They're great. The cost is very affordable, and they make us look great. So I don't know. That's been a push though for Brian from the beginning. Is we need to get our name out there, our face out there, double down on this Christianity piece, because that is the sole reason that we are who we are, right? And so we pushed forward into that, and they put out great stuff. So hats off to the marketing team that we use for that.
I love that.
Okay, it's a hypothetical question, but if life insurance were invented today, what would be different?
Oh, that's a very if it were invented today, what would be different? Yeah. Okay. If it were invented today. So there is a lot out there on tracking, right? Tracking people's health. Right now, we pull their health records, right? We can assess mortality based upon medical records and prescription drug records. I think the next step, and this is could be controversial, but it just depends where regulators go with this. I think the next step could be, tracking devices. We all have Fitbits and iPhone watches and all these data points, right? The Oura Ring that helps with your sleep tracking. If it's allowed, and I'm not here to say whether it's right or wrong, but if it's allowed, right, the more tracking devices you have on you, maybe you get a cheaper rate or you get a better rate because they have all the data on you. Another controversial piece that probably wouldn't fly, but like if you can log, I don't know, X amount of hours in the gym each month, maybe you save premium, but then you're kind of forcing your membership to do certain activities. So that, like I said, that's a very, I feel that's controversial, but that would be something that would be different to the life insurance industry and would certainly help insurers, I guess, ensure that their membership is getting healthier, right? But yeah, that's a very good question. There's I'm always trying to find like what insurers are doing next or what they're after. And so I think one of the carriers out there does utilize a tracker to just kind of authorize I don't think they link it directly to the usage of, like you log 5 miles of running a month, you get a discount, but there is a discount for wearing the tracker. So very interesting.
Because it tracks the heart rates and all, right?
All that. I mean, here's the thing, right? Whether they choose to reflect premiums based upon tracking, whether they choose to use those, change those premiums, they're still gathering that data. So what they choose to use with the data, I don't know. But you're right. I mean, what's on a tracker nowadays, right? Like I get oxygen levels on my blood. I get heartbeat rate. You get HRV with the Whoop. You get all of these data metrics. It used to be steps, right? Like Fitbit had 10,000 steps was a healthy day, but there's all kinds of new ways to track things. So yeah, I see the insurance landscape pushing further into that, and just where the laws go with that and how far we can go with that is what we'll have to see play out. But I think that's the next step of life insurance.
I think with the amount of data we just see just via our smartwatches, it automatically increases the anxiety level. Just look at them like, wow, okay.
Yeah. And I feel like I'm stepping back. Like I had the Whoop, I had the Fitbit, I had the Apple. Now it's like, I don't privacy is becoming the new premium, right? Privacy is becoming the new way. I feel like everything's out there. Everybody shares so much data with so many different companies. It's like, if you can find a way to get off the grid, that's, I feel like, more important or powerful than just giving everything up. But so yeah, I don't have anything now. I did for years. I tracked everything. I tracked sleep. Just go do it, right? Just go live.
Tracking how much you drink water. It's sad.
Yeah. Log your cups of water you drink. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
That reminds me of that concept of one of those carriers having their members wear a band to track information. That reminds me of an auto insurance company that you have to install the app on your phone, and then they will actually know if you're using your phone while you're driving, which will actually hurt your premium.
There's a line there. Yeah. I don't know where the line starts and ends, but there's a line there. There's also one of them does the you click the device into your car, right? And they actively monitor your driving with there's a device you can click in and you can get a lower rate. So yeah, it's out there.
My uncle got one of that. My uncle got the first example. That second example is kind of nuts.
People sign up for it. Here's my data. Here's everything.
Oh man, how do you stay? It seems to me that you're tracking these metrics, so that tells me that you were and most likely are still health conscious. So what do you do daily to make sure that you're on top of your health game and just making sure you're taking care of yourself?
Yeah, I would say there's two different answers for that. There was one before I had a child, right? And then there's one for after, because once you have a kid, a lot of rules go out the window, right? I could do that a lot easier. I have a 3-year-old and he's great. He's wonderful. Having a 3-year-old is like the best part of my life. Is he comes up with things all the time, and just how he processes things and gets upset at things that he shouldn't be upset at. But with that, I was telling my wife this just a couple of weeks ago. It's like before our child, I'd get up, I'd make my coffee, I'd go meditate for an hour, I'd go in my gym, I'd go in the home gym, work out for an hour. You eat your organic fruit, and then you have a nice, walk. And now it's like he's at the bed going, hey, Dada, let's go. Right. So it starts from the very beginning. And so you got to prioritize, right? You got to make sure your schedule is set. You know exactly when you're going to give that time to do those healthy things. So I still do them, but it's when we put them to bed now, right? It's in the evening, or it's super early in the morning. But yeah, I dedicate time to healthy activities, and I try to eat right. But yeah, I used to wear all the Fitbit stuff, the trackers. But it's funny because you think you're missing out. Like, oh, that run I just did doesn't count, right? No, it still counted. You think you have to like redo the run because it didn't track it, so you can get your green bar on your tracker. But no, I do. I'm still active. I'm still healthy, but in a different way now with a 3-year-old. So
that's what my fiance Rabia, she'll be like, if she don't wear her Apple Watch while working out, she's like, it doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
That's the second time.
Got to do it again. Got to do the whole thing again.
Oh man. Yeah. Having a child, I'm seeing my peers having kids now, and I see like sleep being one of those biggest things that they've missed out on.
Buddy, if you're a sleeper, let me just, if you guys are having kids, or if that's in the future, whatever, if you enjoy sleep, get it now. Okay, get it now.
Oh man,
it's the first 6 months is like survival, and I'm embellishing a bit here, but the first 6 months is, you got to feed them all the time, right? They're up all the time. So it's fun. It's honestly the best thing I've ever done. Being a dad is like the coolest, best thing that you'll ever do in your life. But sleep is not a part of that equation, at least 0 to 3, I can tell you. People say it gets easier, so I'm going to go with that. I'll get more sleep later. But
yeah, certainly. What do you, in those little pockets of free time that you do get, what do you find yourself doing?
Yeah, so I have hobbies. I have a lot of hobbies. But I have a home gym, so I do that. I like sports. I watch sports a lot. I have guitars. I play guitar. I used to hunt and fish, but that requires me to go out and kind of sit in the woods for hours at a time. And with a 3-year-old, you don't have hours at a time. So hunting and fishing is kind of taking a back seat. But things around the house. We just got a puppy, so layer in more no sleeping. So plenty of things. I have a bunch of hobbies, but you're right. It's being conscious of finding time to fit those in, and it's usually at night when everybody's sleeping. So
okay, man. Hopefully, I mean, the most beautiful scenario would be that your child grows up a little more, and then you could take him hunting and fishing, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That is absolutely the plan. Is when he's old enough. Yeah, he's coming with me. We're gonna let mom get her peace and quiet in the house, and she can do what she wants to do. And we're going out, and he already loves being outside. He loves sled riding. We have snow. We were talking before the call, right? So we've got 6+ inches of snow on the ground. He loves being outside. He loves being in the woods. So certainly one day he will be with me, and we'll be gone all day. And mom can get some peace and quiet. So that day's coming. I fully get it. I'm in it now, and it's wonderful to be where I am in life right now. But I do know more sleep is coming, and we'll be hanging out in the woods a lot more. So
Let's try to hop back in life insurance.
yeah. That's good transition.
Yeah, go ahead. Wearing the iCover shirt.
Talk about
the
exciting stuff. Yeah.
Go ahead. I was just gonna ask him, he mentioned you spent time as an agent, right, Mr. Matt?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. What's the craziest story you got as an agent dealing with?
This is recorded. We're being recorded right now. That's a tough one. Okay, how can I thread this needle? All right, let's see. Life insurance is a very difficult product to sell. Correct. It's not a Ferrari, right? It's not ice cream. It's not kittens and puppies, right? I tell people all the time, like if I had an ice cream shop or a car dealership, like cars are easy, right? Put them in the car, take them for a test drive. The car sells itself. Like that's easy. Ice cream shop, right? I would open an Instagram account immediately, and I would post a new ice cream every single day, right? We had an ice cream shop in our town, and they post daily on Facebook, and they say the special today is maple pecan, blah, blah, blah. They don't post a picture. Like the picture sells it, right? For the ice cream. Like life insurance is intangible. Nobody knows. Nobody can see a life insurance product. Nobody see the person who takes out the product does not see the benefit, right? They're dead. Right. They're gone. So it's a promise to pay at a future date when you're gone that we will pay the proper person. So that's hard, right? That's really hard to carry that thought, carry that conception to a family who's probably running around like crazy, like I am, right? Kids are all over the place, they have puppies, they're busy, they're working. So you've got to get down in front of them and sit for an hour at a time and try to relay that concept to them of what life insurance is and why it's important. So with that, there's certain things that I've seen agents do that aren't above board, but it's what happens is I think that the ones that do it the right way stand out and last the longest. And if you can relay that concept as to why life insurance is important for families, you're going to be successful in this business. But there's a lot of stories. I think I have a good example of one. I have a good example. So this was an agent, I guess a coworker of mine 20 years ago. And life insurance is based upon states. So you have a Pennsylvania. If you live in Pennsylvania, you have a Pennsylvania license. If you live in Ohio, you have an Ohio license, right? Ohio borders Pennsylvania, so they're right next to each other. So this agent had a Pennsylvania license, did not have an Ohio license. He was writing a policy for someone who lived in Ohio. So the law states, you have to be standing, wherever you're standing, you have to be in that state. that you're standing, right, in order to sign an application in the proper state. So this agent drives to Ohio, meets the Ohio client. He's not licensed in Ohio, so he can't sell a policy in Ohio, right? So the agent pulls out an application and they're signing with the applicant. And he asks him, he opens his trunk and he pulls out a box of dirt and he puts it on the ground and says, stand on the box of dirt to sign. And the applicant goes, well, what do you mean? And he says, well, the dirt's from Pennsylvania, so you're standing in Pennsylvania. So whether that's true or not, I don't know. But that was a story that I was told 20 years ago. Agents are something, I tell you. But yeah, it's a great industry.
It's the same thing from this comedian called Veer Das. Okay, so back in 2021, he got cancelled for narrating a poem in the US about India. Right, in India, he got cancelled.
Yeah.
He was legit called a terrorist on national television, and he didn't do anything. Right, so he made a special about it where he's like, I'm gonna roast India, okay, by being in the US. So what he went to Mumbai, he collected sand, okay, he spilled sand all over the stage, and he's like, now I'm standing in India, and I'm gonna then roast India.
There you go. Same idea. Yeah.
That's something like if Saul Goodman from Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad, if he was a life insurance agent, that's something that
Yeah.
I'm just curious, like, I completed 2 years in the life insurance industry in terms of marketing, and like, I understand from a psychological point of view why people won't buy life insurance, but I still need your perspective. Like, is it because it's too expensive, according to people, or people just don't want to talk about mortality?
Right. Great question. I think it's very esoteric for people, right? So it's out here. It's not in their face. They don't know what that is, right? So you go to a cocktail party and you say, I sell life insurance, right? You're either going to get eyes rolling or, you're going to get them kind of shifting away from you. They don't know what it is. They're uncomfortable to talk about it. They don't want to talk about their eventual mortality, right? So you can't come at it in a direct fashion like that, right? You can't say life insurance is XYZ. What you can do is say, we have a way of paying your funeral bills, right? We have a way of making sure that your family doesn't starve when you die. We have a way of, protecting your future for your family. So that's life insurance, right? It's not paying premiums on a policy that you'll never see. So it's just conceptualizing. It's making something intangible and making it tangible, making it real for that applicant or a client, right? That's my whole deal. Right now, I'm more business to business. So I'm talking to agency owners and marketers, but it's the same thing. It's, what's the need? What would you owe if you were, we call them, kill them off, right? So you say, okay, if you're gone, if you're dead, what's the need? Where is it? What do you want for a funeral? What kind of bills do you have? What kind of college expenses do you have? And then they kind of go, oh, well, yeah, if, if my husband's gone or if my wife's gone, what would I do? Right. And you kind of paint that picture for them to show them why it's important. So, investments do a portion of that. Bank CDs kind of do a little bit of that, but life insurance is the only one that passes directly to a person tax-free with no tax implications upon death. So it's built for that.
What's the biggest lie people believe about life insurance today?
The biggest lie?
Yeah.
That people believe. That's a good one. Oh, well, okay. So I could say there are, pricing is an easy one. That's like picking low fruit from the tree, right? So pricing, they say, oh, it's too expensive, or I think it's too expensive. So they don't pursue it, or they don't think they can afford it. So that's number one. There's some policies that just pay only for a certain period or for a certain type of death, right? So you need to make sure you have the right policy. So someone who maybe bought a policy that thought it would be active when they were 85, but turns out they bought a policy that only goes until they're 75, right? That person's going to be pretty upset and either think that they were lied to or think something bad about that policy. So that's why it's very important to find, a trusted agent who's been doing this a long time, who has the experience, who can go through your policy with you or a new policy to explain it in simple terms for you, because there's all kinds of stories like that. So I think life insurance is very polarizing, and a lot of people have a very good or a very bad opinion of it. The policy is going to do what the policy is supposed to do contractually, but pricing is the first one. And then I would say, not understanding the benefits gives people kind of a bad taste.
So life insurance is not a scam. It's the people who are selling it, whether it's a good person or bad person, right?
That's a big driver, right? Because the agent is a huge catalyst, because they have to explain it. So if the explainer is broken, then you're going to have some issues, right? That's why you guys know, I think iCover's doing this, direct to consumer march, which is good. It's important. We need to have that. We need to have that as an option for those people who want to pick up a policy direct and just buy it themselves. For those people that understand that, know how to do that, absolutely go do that. You can do it with everything else now, right? You can go online and buy a car, an ice cream cone, a kitten, whatever you want to do. You can buy those things. So why not life insurance? That's great. It's just life insurance does require a little bit more hand-holding, right? I can pull 20 different bells and whistles on any policy, right? Growth rate, premium, dividend, right? Living benefits, riders, all these extra pieces I can put into a policy. The client may or may not understand that, but an agent is there to kind of help them with what they need or what they should be signing up for. Direct to consumer is great. It's just hard to get them to land a policy if they don't fully understand the policy themselves. So you're right. Having a trusted agent is where it starts, for sure.
I like the range of things he mentioned. Car.
Yes.
To an ice cream. No, but that's real.
Yeah. Not to say life insurance is the hardest thing to sell. I don't think it's the hardest. There's probably other things out there, but cars, kittens, and ice cream, man. I mean, come on, that's a walk in the park, right? Compared to life insurance. So, yeah.
Oh man, but it's something that you said again that I haven't really thought about before is you're right. When you buy a policy, you don't know, like we don't, again, like, it's understood that, okay, you pass and then like, really, we don't know what happens after that. So it's like, you're
gone.
Yeah, you're done. Yeah. So it's like, you don't, like, there's no way of really knowing, right? Whether or not where that money lands and things like that. So it's that's something that I haven't really thought about. That's, I'm sure, a thought oftentimes with customers.
Yeah, there's some policies that have living benefits, but that's not the main point of the policy. The policy is to pay at time of death.
And with the rise of technology and the D2C platforms all over, right? What do you think the future is? Like what's the future of agents?
That's a great question. Yeah, the future of agents. They're going to have to be. They're going to have to get better for sure, because with, like you said, with AI, with artificial intelligence, there's going to be AI agents, right? And you can just go online and talk to an insurance agent AI, and they'll give you everything you need. So yeah, agents are going to have to step up their game. I still personally believe, so in life insurance and in most sales jobs, right, it's a people business. So it's people to people. It's, you're talking to a person, you're connecting with a person, they understand you, they trust you. I still believe people still want that, still need that. The baby boomers certainly appreciate that. Gen X and millennials do. Gen Z, I don't know. You guys are probably Z. Are you guys Z? Are you Gen Z?
I was born in 98, and then Nishant was born in
2002.
Okay. Z also? Am I Gen Z?
You're not.
Am I
no, you are technically.
I don't know. Everywhere they got the new metrics. Now it's like, oh, your unc, your
Oh,
OG, your big bro.
I don't know those. But my point was that these kids live on their phones. So will they appreciate a person to person connection as much as my parents do? I don't know, but I find a lot of satisfaction in seeing people face to face and meeting and talking with them. That's part of the reason I'm in what I do. Is speaking with you guys in person would be better, obviously, but just speaking to people is easy, and I love it. So whether it's cars, ice cream cones, or kittens, right? If I have a people connection, I'm happy. I'm good. So
We know this man's hitting that zero every time he's on customer service. He's like,
right. Yes.
That's me too, though.
Yeah.
I like one thing that you all know something that I really don't like. I'll tell you this right now. I'm sorry. I like a lot of things, but there's also things I don't like. So, there's some fast food restaurant chains that have AI assistants in the drive-through. So White Castle is one of them. When you go through a White Castle drive-through now, it actually has, you have to give your order to this AI assistant, and then there's like this. I think like if it runs into because I'll be complicated with my fast food orders, so like there'll be a point where it recognizes, okay, like this is a difficult customer, so I'm gonna go ahead and chain it through to a human being. But like the fact that that's even a thing now, right?
Yeah.
Like
you're right. Or phone calls. I know. I'm sure you guys have got like those robocalls, those AI calls of they're just a robot. But I don't talk to them either. Well, I'll talk to the people. Yeah.
Wow.
Because if it's technology, it's more of a transactional thing, right? And we want that human connection.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, that's life insurance at the crux, right? So that's where it all comes together, is talking to a person who understands you and can get you the policy you need.
How much of life insurance is math compared to how much of it is psychology?
That's a great, man. These are great.
He's killing it.
Yeah, these are great questions.
He's always killing it, but today
there's both, right? It's dual aspects. Now, I would say if you're talking to an engineer, you go math all day long, right? Because engineers just need to see the internal workings. They could care less about how their family's going to feel when the claim time comes, right? And if you're talking to not an engineer, you need to be more figurative in how you explain things and illustrate that picture better. So there's certain lanes to play in. It does both. There's policies out there that speak to the growth side or to the benefit growth side, or you can overfund, right, to get a higher benefit, and you can really push on, funding this properly so that you can max out and get a full huge benefit one day. And those numbers look wonderful. You could present those numbers to anyone and see it's a no-brainer. But no, figuratively, stories, right? Stories win the day.
Yeah.
I'm leading with a story over math anytime.
Certainly. I think a lot of us would, and I think it's funny when you find the individuals that just doesn't translate.
Right.
I feel like us three in this call would that's what we drive off that, right? But there are individuals where you just really can't even meet them there.
Yeah, they're in IT, so that's what. I'm kidding. No, but it's beautiful actually, because I always say people are going to people, right? And what does that mean? That just means people are going to do things you would not believe that they would do. But there's all different kinds of people out there who work and operate and think and are motivated by so many different things, and so. It's funny. So being in sales, you learn to work within their world to communicate with them better. And so some people listen better than they see, right? Some people use hand gestures or like feeling better than others. All these methods, right, are important to know, and just helps you become a person who can connect with people better.
Man, this has been a lovely exchange. Nishant, do you have any more questions to ask Mr. Matt?
Do you watch basketball?
I do. I watch sports.
Which team?
Yeah, sure. Do you guys watch? What do you guys watch?
In India, we usually watch cricket,
Cricket.
but I also follow NBA
Yeah,
here.
I would love to communicate with you guys on cricket, but I can't. I know it's similar to
Oh,
baseball, but I can't
yeah.
speak to anything on cricket.
No, but he can speak basketball.
Okay,
Nishant-
okay, great. That's why I was asking was
Yeah.
if I say a team or if I say a league, I'm not sure if you
Mhm.
guys would know. Okay, so are you NBA or college or what?
NBA.
Okay,
I'm a big I'm following Golden State Warriors for a long time now.
sure.
I'm a
Yeah,
big Steph Curry fan, so
yep. They're great. They've changed the landscape. They've changed basketball. So I did play when I was younger. I did play in high school and college. So I still love to watch it. The NBA's a little different because those guys are making tons of money, and it's hard to
yeah.
see where the motivation is for a lot of games, for those regular season games, right? Early in the year, how
Mm,
hard are they really trying? And there's mega teams in the NBA too, right? So there's some teams that are just absolutely stacked, and then
yeah.
there's the other teams that don't have a chance. So I don't watch NBA as much. I'll watch the playoffs, but it's fun to watch. So are you pro LeBron or anti LeBron? I have to ask. Because I'm in the Michael Jordan camp. So if you want to go there, we could debate all day long, buddy. So
Oh,
I feel like you're a LeBron. I feel
Jordan
like
or okay, Jordan or any day Jordan,
very good.
right?
Very good. All right.
Any day Jordan, yes.
Good
That
answer.
boy's eating McDonald's every day, man.
What? What'd you say?
His diet wasn't the greatest when he
Oh,
was
I know. He was smoking cigars before games.
Mm.
Yeah.
everyone was playing with the flu.
Yeah. But you know what it was? I believe he was the youngest of 5, or he was the youngest of 6, and he was the youngest. But, playing basketball with 5 older brothers, yeah, that'll make you pretty strong, I think. Yeah. But he just, his determination and competitive drive is unmatched. LeBron's great. LeBron he's just a specimen. Like he's incredible, but I think Jordan has that extra gear.
What are your thoughts on Jason Tatum?
What are you? I don't know. I don't know that Boston, right? He's
Boston.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, my bad. It broke up a little bit. So he grew up in the same. I'm from St. Louis and he's from St. Louis, so that's.
I like college. I feel like I like college because, those are students. At least I don't know. I mean, the NIL has kind of changed some things, right? But at least these are students. You got to feel like they're going to class. They've got a lot of other things on their minds, but they are still motivated and trying really hard. And so, the March Madness tournament every year is a big day for me. I always take off and I try to watch the first 2 days of the March Madness tournament. But yeah, I enjoy basketball. I love watching basketball. Football is obviously huge in America. So we watch that. But baseball, I grew up loving baseball. I just haven't watched it as much lately. So
WWE.
WWE. That's great. That's great. Okay, so that's a great question, Nishant. This is A+ today. So
He is.
No, this is good. I can talk about this. This is good. When I was little, I watched WWF.
Okay.
I think we all did. If you were a young American boy in like the middle 90s, right? You were watching one of those, WCW or WWF. So we used to watch that, and you thought it was real, right? In like 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, there were all these arguments or debates. It's real. It's not real. It can't be real. It is real. So I remember watching these things, and I got out of it in high school and whatever. It's fine. But now these wrestlers that I used to watch are all doing these interviews of like these behind the scenes of these matches. And I love it. I just love it because now I can put myself back in 5th grade watching that match, and the Undertaker's talking about how this went wrong or how this wasn't right or this was supposed to go like that. And it's actually fascinating. It's, for some reason, it's on my like algorithm now, and so I get these old wrestlers telling their stories, and I don't care for wrestling at all anymore, right? Like I don't watch any of that, but it's fascinating to hear the behind the scenes. So
hopefully Nishant, hopefully he gets Hot Corner Wrestling in his algorithm. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he gets HCW.
What is that? Are you a wrestler, Nishant, or what is this?
Oh man, that'd be cool to see. That'd be fun to watch.
Yeah.
You gotta ask his little brother how many moves he probably has tried on.
Okay.
Oh, I have. I used to.
Oh man, no, Hot Corner Wrestling is one of my close friends. He started his own, like, I guess, network of sorts. So within Hot Corner Wrestling, or within HCW, he started a podcast called HCW Heat, and essentially, like, hot takes, right? So HCW Heat, and I'm his co-host on that.
Oh, nice.
But the way it works for him is, or the stake that I have in it, because I didn't grow up watching wrestling.
Right.
So I'm kind of like the conduit for the layman, if that makes sense.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm like the conduit. Like, I'm kind of the guy that's like, why is that so special?
You know what's funny? That's like an insurance agent. You're the conduit for the layman. Like, you're trying to explain what's going on with this policy to the applicant. So that's perfect. Yeah.
So great. We shoot that in a storage unit that's 2 minutes away from my house at like every Sunday from like 6:30 a.m. to like 9 a.m. It's
wow. So you're like Joe Rogan then, right? You got the podcast and you do the wrestling thing on the side.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, kind of. I would have never, if you told me a year ago, like, you'll be doing this. Well, I gave him the idea too, because he really likes wrestling a lot. Like, he knows a lot. Like, it's kind of. So I said, you have to, like, the words I used was, you have to monetize this knowledge, is what I said. So he's like, oh, okay, if I'm doing it, then I need you with me. And, so I was like, all right,
I'll check it out. I can check it out for
sure. He works with my schedule, so it's nice. But anyway, check that out, Hot Corner Wrestling. But man, I'm going to ask you this one question. Do you like video games?
I did when I was younger.
Okay.
I don't now. Maybe when my son gets a little older, we can bring back a video game system.
Yeah.
But I grew up with Nintendo was my first one.
Like
right,
NES?
the original, yeah,
Oh, wow.
the original, and then Sega Genesis, and then let's see, you didn't think I was that old, Rana's like, okay.
I'm like, oh man, 85 and then 91,
yes. So like Mario, original Mario, and then Super NES was the next one, and I probably got out of it once PlayStation came along. I probably got out of it.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So you probably played like the Donkey Kong Countries and the Duck Hunts.
Yeah, Duck Hunt. Yeah, this is a funny story with video games, I can tell you. So, 2020, the pandemic came, right, and the world was ending, and everything was shutting down, and we couldn't do anything. And my wife, who's very serious sometimes, and rightfully so, she's like, Matthew. They're shutting everything down. Go to the grocery store and get what we need to survive. We need like a month's worth of food. Like, get everything you can. They're shutting everything down. So I go to the grocery store, and of course I get like cookies and candy and like, just stuff that shouldn't fit. But I also pick up a video game system and I bring it home, and she's like, what is that? And I'm like, oh, well, we're not going anywhere for a month, so let's play video games. She did not think that was funny, but I got to play video games for 2 months or so, and then the world opened back up and we all went back to work. So
what'd you end up getting?
Oh man, it was the latest PlayStation, whatever it was. So like the 5 or something, maybe.
Yeah, the 5 came out like right around then. Yeah, the 5. It was the 5.
Probably the 5. It was the latest PlayStation, and then I got a handful of games. I got baseball, I got football, but I got like fishing because I thought that'd be peaceful, which really was, and then the the cowboy one.
Red Dead Redemption,
yeah. Which is, when I grew up, you put the game in and you press the button and you played, and now it's all this downloading and like connecting to servers, and so that didn't really appeal to me. But the NBA thing, I could go online and play my friends on the NBA thing. So she loved that, right? I've just got my headset on, talking to my friends during the pandemic, playing NBA jams or whatever it is. So yeah, it was fun for a time. It has a place. I just don't have time for it right now. But they are engaging. They are fun. I heard it helps with problem solving, right? For kids, right? Like video games are great. So we've got to get him a video game set when he's old enough, for sure.
Certainly, man. Get him a Nintendo Switch too. I love my Nintendo Switch.
Okay, a Switch. Okay.
Nishant saw me when
Rana has all the video games in his house. He gets it. He doesn't play. He just gets it.
Yeah, he just gets it.
I try. Like, I play a lot on my phone too.
Right.
Just because, like, especially with this thing's a beast. So this thing can handle like some really big games. Like,
play video games on that.
Yeah.
Wow.
You could hook this up with. If I could do this Swift enough. Hold on, let's see. You could hook this thing up with this, which is called a Backbone Pro.
Whoa.
This is not a sponsorship, guys. It's not.
HotCornerWrestling.com.
Yeah. So
Wow.
this device, this is like they're kind of like the leaders in the mobile game controller market. But there's a few different companies and stuff. But you just like you just hook your phone in that. Like
wow. Look at that.
Play.
Wow.
And it feels really like it actually feels. It has the whole. It even has like trigger buttons on the back and stuff. Anyway,
so what is like jet fighter games or like anything?
Like you could play like the newer You could play Resident Evil games on here. You could play Grand Theft Auto on here, and then that's like native on the device. But if you want to stream, you could cloud game this. So if you have a good enough network connection, you can stream like any game onto this, but it won't play natively on this. Obviously, it's just like kind of like just matching. Casting it essentially, but there's some games you could play like native off this phone, like no internet connection.
I could get like Super Mario Brothers on that thing
if you get an emulator, but I don't get emulators because I can just go downstairs in my basement and play the real thing. You know what I'm saying? That's not a flex. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh man, I really enjoyed this conversation with you. Thank you.
Thank you guys. Yeah, it's great.
Time, and I know I was excited for this one. I saw this on the calendar because Nishant was asking me at the beginning of the week. We actually had like I think 3. We got another one actually. There's one more, I think, right, Nishant, this weekend?
Yeah. On Sunday.
So this was the one that I was like, yo, Nishant, this is the one. This is the one. So no, thank you, Mr. Matt. I appreciate you.
Anytime. Appreciate you guys. I appreciate the time. Let's do Spotify. Sure.
I'm going to send you my email. Do you use WhatsApp?
Perfect. No WhatsApp. No.
Oh no, what? Okay.
I'll send you. Send him the link. But he'll send you that, and just know that within that list, there's a lot of those songs there.
All right. All right. Good. I need new stuff. So send me what you have.
I'll introduce to Hindi rap.
There's some cool people over there. There's some cool.
Okay.
I'll say that. I'll say
Okay.
that. I don't even catch the lyrics too much, but there's some cool people. I'm for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate your time, and we'll catch you hopefully in person in the next conference or so, Nishant. Hopefully one day you get to see him in person, so you can be like, yo, how's the weather up there? I'm playing.
All right. Great. Thank you guys so much. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.